Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. Are you ready to get through what I think is going to be a pretty damn amazing hour? We've just seen the IWM breakout massively, as we expected, 2% better than the other indices. We've also got, of course, the Fed coming out and green lighting the taper. We'll talk about that in just a second. Boy, oh boy, it's not too bad today. I think the market is pretty damn good. It's looking damn good, actually. And yeah, it's exactly what we expect coming into November, December. The Fed's job is not to piss the market off. It is to make it do its own thing, which is, of course, go up. That's what they tend to do. And it's what we've seen now for quite some time. And of course, they've gotten better at signaling to the market what they're going to do ahead of time. And that's why I think the result is so good. So there's a few things to talk about to start off with in terms of the fundamental side. I hope everyone's having a great day. Please give us a like if you do enjoy our streams. It does help us out. And let's get started into what is going to be a pretty good session. All right. So first up, I want to just quickly talk about, before we get into, of course, our stock market discussion, indices, and then we'll go into the stocks and crypto at the end. I want to talk about just this Fed buyback. So, of course, they've said basically they're going to do it. Realistically, they plan to end the program in 2022. And I don't think this is anything different to what anyone expected. And it's all really basically there. Interesting thing that Powell said was that Fed's power could reach maximum employment by mid-2022. So basically what he's saying is, it's really dodgy in some ways. You're really basically saying, oh, yeah, we're doing this thing, but we believe that we're going to hit maximum employment. Everything looks fantastic. It hasn't happened, but he's saying it. And of course, the market's going to take that and run with it. So it's going to get quite optimistic. What do you guys think about today's announcement? You feeling good? Buy the dip. Where's the dip? Yeah, I get you, Trishan. I get you. Well, we've got breakouts, don't we? So let's have a look at IWM to get started. Let's talk about this. And it's certainly at a very key pivotal area. Obviously, the close here today is super significant. Anyone on IWM? Anyone looking at this one at the moment? Ryan says could is the key word. Yeah, could, sure. But the point is will or could. Could is always going to be his word. Possible that it's going to happen. Of course, he's never going to say will, because will mean it guarantees that he'll get in trouble. But he's doing this to signal the market's economy is very strong. He believes it's also great. And again, the market's going to run with that kind of news. So whenever you bring out a negative piece of news, if you add a negative with a positive, or a slightly negative kind of piece of news with a super positive, like he's done, then what do you expect for the market? The market goes up, and that's what is happening right now. Now, it's not the first time he's done this. I mean, we call him all the tools pal for a reason. You know, he says all the tools every single time. Everything is positive that comes out of this guy's mouth. He is bullish, 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 bullish in terms of his general discussion. He might go a little bit negative, but really it's mostly bullish. Took profit on IWM. Looks to get back in the close. The volume is there. I'm surprised you don't have a scaling technique on this one, Chris. I mean, from the idea of, you know, what we're expecting from this, it's really more of a swing trade scale kind of opportunity. There is a day trade where if you took it this morning and you saw it break through, then of course you could take it into the close it at the close, and then hope for the pullback and the return with the movement idea to 260. But what the good thing about this is it kind of gives us, especially if the weekly closes around this level, is it gives us a really good plan coming into the next coming weeks of maybe which index we should be in, which index we should be following, and where we should actually be allocating potential cash. Because if we believe in this potential breakout, let's say we believe in this channel breakout here, and we believe in a take profit level, what does this give us? It gives us a bias, and it gives us confidence to be able to take smaller trades within trades up to that 260, 258 level. So I'm very, very happy with IWM. I think this is exactly what we've been signaling for the last couple of days. And it's great to see it slamming now the indices. And it really is. I mean, it's doing 2%. US 500 is 0.54. US 100, 0.88. So let's take a look at the US 100 here. This is a pretty decent gain as well. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's bad. It's pretty damn good. And it's led by some of our favorites at the moment. So it looks like we really will hit our top end before we're even going to get a pullback to the daily. It continues to ramp up. We've got our ascending channel here. We do expect some weakness to come through in the next, 150 points-ish kind of area, somewhere around up the top here. We do expect some weakness to come in. I think the SPX really highlights that the most, because the SPX, obviously, we can use the pivot points as well. So here's our SPX. Let's go across to most recent price. Here it is. And there's our pivot up here. So what's that percentage away now? So percentage away, we're talking about 1.31%. So it really could be there in a week's time. And guess what, guys? The beauty of all of this is it's timing in to our season axis, timing into our thought process, which was a bullish start to November, a pullback after the bullish start, and then a resumption of the trend. You know how cool that would be if it plays out the way we think it does? Because then again, it just shows you that it's worthwhile bringing your actionable data across with the technicals. Right now, big brain people in the chat, you let me know right now, is there anything that you see that's bearish about this current index move across all indices, being the Nasdaq, the US 500, and the IWM? Let's see if you guys think there's anything there that's negative. Carl Sportswell said, Amazon looks like it came back to life today. Absolutely. Absolutely. And just in the nick of time. Hey, November, Thanksgiving coming up, Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Can we do it? Elysium says, of course he's bullish. He has his own investments in the stock market. Well, if you can see through that, and then, of course, you can get involved in what you believe is his own interests, then yeah, I mean, well, it's a trade in itself, isn't it? Huey says doesn't see anything negative, and then a few other people said everything up in my portfolio, even my hedges. Wow. And watch out for Jan Feb though, no doubt, Lieutenant Dan. January, February will be weaker months, and most likely it's going to be the February component. And then Murray says, playing with the bear, you will lose. The bears got cyanided this year. Remember that? That's the problem with the bears. They went to the river. There was some arsenic in we'll go with arsenic in the salmon, and they got taken out. The Fed took them out. So look, really positive. We've been positive here for a while. Now, that doesn't mean that when we go up here, I don't expect to pull back to the daily 20. I expect at least a daily 20 pullback. I'm not talking about correction. I actually think we continue through the November, December period pretty strongly. On the next correction, I'm going to be calling it somewhere around January, February. Now, that's just based on data and stats. Of course, it's a guess at this stage. We'll need to see technical reasons for it, but that's what we're looking at. All right, guys, let's continue to go through it. We will be taking a look at Amazon in just a second. I do want to probably poke the elephant in the room, and that's Z. It got absolutely caned today. And this is because, of course, of the properties being underwater. I guess we were signaled to it in the news. Look, we obviously did get bullish on the price action component here when it came through this downward trend. We got it about here. It then came down for some reason down to here. Clearly, we know why now. Then it ramped up. And look, if you're going into a recovery style stock into earnings and not risk mitigating hard, let it be a lesson in some ways, because I talk about it all the time. The problem with buying dips or buying these risk mitigation style stocks, or stocks that you believe are recovering, is that into earnings, you've got to be scared every time. You've really got to be scared when they're coming out, because is this a double bottom? Yes. Is that a breakout double bottom? Yes. But what can stuff that? It's always going to be the earnings. And we know the earnings is coming. And unfortunately, in this case, it's been a bad one. So hopefully no one got burnt too bad by something like this. If you're taking profit before earnings, I think you're actually making a pretty damn good decision. If you're descaling yourself with, of course, your stop losses in place, then I think you made a pretty good decision. And just in general, that's the kind of way that I approach these recovery style stocks. And we do have quite a few stocks actually reporting after today. So we'll be going through those very, very soon. We've got Roku, Qualcomm, Skills, Fastly, Etsy, all coming in on the close. And you know what I'm really excited for, actually? It's probably tomorrow, because I want to see what happens to Cloudflare. Net is really high. I'm super interested to see whether that can hold. Square, of course, will also be very interesting for something like PayPal. And then we've got Pinterest. So there's plenty of stuff out there. Another last one that before we get into the stocks, I want to talk about oil. Oil is broken below a support. I actually will do a daily video on this. Now, what do you know, chat? What do you know? What have I been doing regarding US oil? What have I been doing here? Apple closing above 151. Don't worry, we've got a few things to look at here. Apple's certainly one to watch, guys. We've got 18 minutes till the close. Plenty of things. DE fell. We'll take a look at that in a second. Everything is positive. That's my negative. Well, we have just seen the S&P 500 and Nasdaq very close to the tops here. Rob Lee, 199. Will my bags finally lighten in skills? Oh, yes, we'll see. Kathy bought the dip in terms of whatever she bought. Not sure. And reversal hammer on PayPal. We'll check that out inside. Leave oil alone, says Adjeans. Bearish. Yeah, I think it's bearish. And we're about to see, we're going to see the daily close. Now, does this mean I hate oil? No. You guys know I love trading oil. I think oil is great to trade. I like it at certain points, but I am also well aware that OPEC and all these types of terrifying things really manipulate this particular commodity. So we have previous resistance around $77. That's the worst 7.7 ever. But we've got previous resistance around $77. If we closed underneath here, which it looks like we will, where's the most logical next conclusion? Probably around the 50 exponential moving average. And then hopefully we start to see a resumption of the uptrend for oil. So I like the idea of it coming back to the 50. Let's see if it does. Let's see how it interacts with the 50. We want lightning bolts. We want turnarounds. This is the most logical conclusion. And hopefully that's what happens. If we take the distance of this, what we believed was weakening, and then we extrapolate that out, it pretty much comes down to these kind of previous resistance levels. So just remember, oil isn't looking fantastic right now. Does that mean it's bearish for a long time? Not necessarily, but it certainly has put in kind of like a double top, or at least closed. It looks like it's going to close below all of these previous big bull wicks. So remember, wait for the close, but that'll be good. Lieutenant Dan says oil will be back later. That's correct. Let's have a look at skills for Rob Lee. This is one that's been languishing for some time, but look, the price action is looking much more bullish coming into this earnings. You can see ahead of the earnings, where is it? At the resistance. So we've got resistance. You can ignore this candle because it gapped up and went down. That means it's a nothingness candle. It's not like it held anything. And then we've got the resistance over here. And this is all sitting around that 1270, 1280 level. So if we go and have a look on a weekly, you'll notice the damage that it put in for most people. Weekly 20 here. A great first step recovery will be getting above this. And then, of course, hopefully getting above this point here. So things to watch for skills are going to be these levels. I believe if it's a good result, it'll probably try to slam straight into the 50 exponential. And if it's a bad result, back down we go. But not all that's lost, because remember, if we go back down here and then we can consolidate and move back through, what is this? Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. So I have left shoulder, head, right shoulder, inverse head and shoulders, a very strong style pattern in the markets, should you find it, especially in stocks. And if you break through that key level in the future, of course, that is very, very positive. A big base there, Rob. So hopefully it does well, but it is literally in the resistance. Let's continue to go here to the earnings, and most importantly, the closeouts here that are important. So Apple above 150, big deal, I think, for it. I discount this candle. You know why? Because I think it's a trap on retail. We're getting above 150. Looks like 151.83. This is going to be a trigger for some people to look for longs. Volume is kind of crappy, which you'll notice it has been for the last 2 days in comparison to what it did previously, but that makes some sense. So I hope the volume really ups in the close of market. This is significant. And of course, Apple breaking out can push the index. It can push the Nasdaq. It can push all sorts of things. So 151.82, certainly a significant close coming into the back of the day. Let's take a look at Amazon. Amazon looks like it's waking up. We've got long leg doji here on the daily, and now I've got a bullish candle. Now, this candle has done a few good things. It hasn't exactly broken out of the downtrend that we've been kind of focused on recently, and that's part of the scaling technique. But it has gone long leg doji, previous resistance, support, into what is technically a very good seasonal period for it. And it's above the 20 and the 50 exponential, guys. This is a cool level. It's a pretty good level. So it's for some people in some systems, I'm sure they're looking at it from a scaling perspective. Anyone like Amazon right now? Let us know. You guys like Amazon? Warren says, really interested to see how Roku does after earnings. One of my favorite options to trade short put spreads. Interesting. We'll see how it goes there. And Brandon Anderson says, Tom's been spot on with his calls. Yeah, we're doing all right. We're doing all right. I mean, this obviously we cover a lot, so we get the majority correct. There are some that are unfortunate. Massey said Zillow, she bought. That's, of course, about Kathy Wood purchasing more Zillow. It's certainly dipping a lot at this stage. And then Ryan says, been deep in Amazon for a long time. Yes, so it's been sitting for a long time. And the key to TA is trying to figure out, well, when is this thing actually going to break out? So this has been one of the worst investments, if you can believe it, in the market since mid-2020. Actually, how would one of the better companies in the world be the worst investment? Well, it is. It's worse than Netflix. It's worse than Nvidia, which was sitting for a long time. It's worse than so many of these major stocks. And it's amazing to see it just floating around. Now, there are, of course, reasons for this, but it's still a powerhouse. And if it ever does get out, what do we expect? A fairly decent repricing. Remember how over here everyone was so bullish on Amazon? I remember there were all 4,200 calls from the experts, 3,900 calls. It was getting really super bullish. It was kind of like when you see the top of Shibu or you see the top of Cardano recently or any other coin or stock. When everyone's talking about it, it's usually the time to bail out, yeah? But at this stage, no one seems to like it, so I like it even more, and I would love to see it through 3,470. Ulrich Nielsen, DKK $50. Apple dividends tomorrow and payout November 11th. How do you think the market will react? Well, I think you can go back over Ulrich and have a look at the dividend reactions. And here's a dividend, nothing happened. Here's a dividend. We got some weakness after that. Of course, it based after that point. Here's a dividend, weakened. Here's a dividend, weakened because of the div, but then ended up getting stronger. So there's no, this one here weakened a little bit. So probably weakened because of the div coming out, of course. But in general, it's very short-lived. So the dividends hasn't really shown me, like, I mean, here's a dividend that put it on and kept going. Similar, put it on and kept going. So the dividend doesn't really show me that it's like a traditional dividend stock. A lot of times in Australia, what will happen is you'll see the dividend get paid out and you'll get what they call a 45 days of weakness. And there's a reason for that. Or you get like a 30 days of weakness, calendar month of weakness, where the market will hover or sideways action for a bit. And then, of course, move back up. And there are taxation reasons for that. Of course, Warren Buffett famously purchased more Apple to collect more dividends. He's not going to sell, is he? So he's at least limiting supply to a degree. Got Amazon shares in the $1,600 range. That was a little while ago there. Very good. And if you like Amazon, then you like Baba. I don't mind Baba, but you know, of course, it's not that Baba isn't cheap fundamentally. It's just, of course, the market itself that's a bit of a problem here. So let's quickly scroll through a whole bunch of stuff. Let's go first off to John Deere, which is a bit disappointing on the TA, actually. We get the breakout here, first entry, scale in, and it just goes bang, bang. We've got to show the winners and the losers. I'm not sure why it's down like this. I mean, earnings is a little bit further away. I just want to show you guys. And I think it was a pretty good technical. I mean, it wasn't too bad. Daily broke out, got above. I've still got faith in it. I still think it can come good. Earnings coming up, but yeah, that's not looking like the best weekly. So let's see how it plays out. It's even off the bottom of the channel. I think it's in the middle. I mean, but it did break out. I'm going to have faith, but overall, that's a little bit disappointing. You know, you've got to show the winners and losers. Would I take that kind of thing again? Absolutely, I would. But it's a scale. You're scaling. So when you're scaling, you can't really be hurt too much. Remember, you reward trades that do well for you. You reward trades that go well for you. WTI broke 80 barrier. Yeah, well, it's going down. As I said, it hit the profit target. It's most likely now going to consolidate, move down, and then move up later. OPEC coming as well. Gary Saini, $4.99. Can we look at the PCC and VIX? We certainly will, Gary. Thank you very much. Let's continue to go through a couple of stocks here, though. So we've got Fastly coming into the close, big breakout. This is actually not a bad little technical resistance break. Now, if anyone's been in this ahead of earnings and they've been getting feisty with it, I can see why. It's kind of based. We're based again. We've got a resistance, and then we've closed above that resistance and pulled back a few times here. Very nice area. This is, of course, resistance becoming support. Lots of consolidation, breakout ahead of earnings. Is it a little bit too aggressive ahead of earnings? We'll find out. And then we've got our signaled kind of take profit or signaled resistance zone around that 62. So Fastly coming into the back end of today. Bullish for sure on the current market, but will it actually get the job done? We'll have to find out. We're looking for supports around 48 and, of course, resistances around 61, 62. So that'll be a very interesting stock to watch. Other stocks that are going, all of these ones, these IWM style stocks are doing pretty damn good. Let's have a look at, we'll just quickly go back over AMD because AMD reversed its nasty rejections and it looks like it's going to continue to strengthen. If we go to moving averages, was there something that happened during this rally we might be able to use, maybe like a 1 hour or something? But yeah, look, AMD fully reversed, some negative candles there. Etsy coming into the close. Let's take a look at this. This could be a good precursor as well for Amazon to find out how Etsy's done. We're above the previous resistance. Let's look at the weekly. Weekly closed, of course, very bullish. Etsy could be ramping for further gains, but probably not that great into the close. It's not like it's a recovery style. Roku, this is one that everyone's looking at and saying, can it turn it around? The price action here doesn't show me much coming into it. I mean, does anyone like Roku right now at these prices? Let us know. Tesla all-time high, yep, 1,209. Well, it did get an aftermarket 1,220 the other day. Union disagreement with management, fair enough. That's for DCC. And Roku, what do you guys think about this one coming into the close? Put call ratio currently, you said on the daily, you've got to go line chart. So PCC is getting low. So you're looking at 0.67. It's going to be in today's video, showing us that everyone's greedy. So when everyone's greedy and we're down in these levels, as in the puts are less than the calls or less than they have been, what happens? The market has more likelihood of potentially going down. Where are we in terms of the market indices? Ask yourself that question. SPX, 4% or 1.3% away from a resistance high, similar with the Nasdaq. So if we have PCC going low, is this a signal that soon we're going to have a little bit of a dip pullback? I would say so, Gary, and that's why we're kind of going with that. VIX also sitting in the 15. You know, I like that reading at the moment. 15 means base. It will eventually get under 15, go to 12, go to those levels. But yes, these are the two zones. Don't worry, it's in today's video. I'm well aware of where the PCC is and also where the greed fear index is. Everyone's greedy. Everyone's feeling the market euphoria again, but we're getting close to a point where I think it'll dip slightly. Carl Swartzwell at $5 cost. Costco just broke into all-time highs. Cool. Let's have a look. Costco continues to strengthen. Yep, it certainly did break into all-time highs. It's an interesting one. Costco is obviously a stapley stock. Not traditionally a very strong stock. Well, these stocks shouldn't be as strong over here, but I feel like Costco is like a hybrid. It's more of a consumer discretionary than anything else. Obviously, it sells food, but it also sells a ton of junk. And look, we've got them here in Australia. I'm a big fan. I'm a member of Costco. You know what I like about them the most? Actually, what do you guys like about Costco the most? And you can hate on them as well. My favorite thing about Costco is, in general, their standard control of the products that they hold is really good. You could go in there and be an absolute idiot and you could buy something off the shelf because they usually only have one or two of the same of the product. And I bet you're going to be able to say you go to the vacuum cleaner. What are you going to get? You're probably going to get a Dyson. It's not a bad vacuum cleaner. If you're going to go in there and you're going to go and get a rice cooker, you might get a Tiger, or at least here in Australia, you get a Tiger. Guess what? One of the best rice cookers in the world, guys. So, or I think another one was a Panasonic, which is also a very good one. Where do they come from? They come from Japan, these ones. So very, very good rice cooker quality. They always have a very good standard control. And I think that's one of the best things about it. If you're asking where do I think it goes next, complete guess. If you're asking, is it good stock? Well, obviously it's very good stock and it does well, leveraging off its food kind of control. But we don't really have anything other than we know the 2-hour 20 has been good in the past for rallies, and we've currently just started bouncing off the 2-hour 20 again. So maybe that's something you can check out. The delivery is getting better, and NM says Costco hot dogs $1.50 is the favorite. Is it $1.50 in America? Okay. That's actually not cheaper really than Australia. Do you get a drink with it? $5 chickens? We don't get $5 chickens. Amazon's waking up. Don't worry, we've covered it. Go back, you'll see. Tom, can you have a look at QS? Yeah, sure. QuantumScape. Daily. Original breakout was over here, if I remember rightly. We liked that breakout. And then it came back a little bit too far for a lot of people. And it has recovered. It's at resistance at this stage. Right on resistance, guys. The next step is break that resistance, move up to possibly a $40. Marky is not very nice there. Gary saying $1.50 for hot dog and drink. Okay, yeah. So pretty similar. And then John Moore eats the pizza. So you guys seem to like the food with the drink. They also have a cool return policy, I got to say. Very impressed with the return policy. Very nice. So we're about to close here. We have plenty of interesting stocks. We've got Apple going into the dividend up above 151. We've got Amazon coming to life, certainly a stock that we've been watching. Tesla continues to make new highs here. New breakout. Will that continue into the next session? Who the hell knows? But it certainly looks very strong here. Some people will take this distance. They'll actually break this out and they'll say, okay, we're going to take this distance, extrapolate that distance out, and that will be our next little day trade. Very big, significant close, I believe. Taking a new daily out is good. I'm still following with the 2-hour 20 is my idea here at this stage. And just continue to follow this beautiful trend. IWM, the story of the day, guys. Everyone that's coming in, 1.78% up. US 100 certainly coming in close, though, with the big Amazon movement and, of course, big Apple movement up. And we're about to enter into earnings on a whole bunch of stocks. So just quickly go through a whole bunch of things here. We need to go through stocks. Microsoft has been a question. My thoughts are, it's a very aggressive trend. Obviously, all of these FANG stocks, especially the Microsofts, have been going incredibly hard the last couple of weeks. And they will have a turnaround if you're feeling FOMO on the investment side. If you're wanting to trade it, it's kind of gotten away from what I thought it would do, which is the 20 moving average 2-hour. This is where I thought it would come back to. And I still think it'll come back to, but it's really, these are all really, really heavily accelerating away. A lot of my interest is in other stocks right now. I like this one. I like TDOC. Can you believe I like TDOC? This is a great close for TDOC, by the way, guys. Yes. Finally wicked out above, closed above those nasty little wicks over here. This is the right signals for the TDOC recovery. Remember, TDOC's down hard, very bad. All the way from $300 down to $150. Damn, that's bad. But it's looking like it's alive. Price target for IWM, it's pretty simple. You just take the range and you extrapolate that out, man. And you get around that 258, 260 Fred Bundy says T-Doc is a beauty. Yeah, T-Doc's truly putting in the work. And guess what, guys? Here's an example of something where we'll look at PayPal in a sec as well before we go into the earnings calls. T-Doc is a great example of where you've seen a recovery, you've seen a maximum pain where everyone didn't talk about it, and you've been able to wait for the earnings and then make a better decision. Now, we asked the chat yesterday whether the chat liked earnings season as a trader, not necessarily an investor, as a trader. And the answer was we certainly don't like it. So we don't want to go with the idea of, earnings season is not really great for stock risk management. But once the earnings is over, you start to get some direction. And you can see we can chop and change a few different stocks here that are starting to wake up and get opportunities. If your one goes off 20% in the future and it goes up, then, oh, well, you may have missed that, or you may have had to use an option to risk mitigate. But T-Doc is a good example of earnings coming out, then the market's starting to reprice at this point. Tom, is Disney waking up? Let's have a quick look here. Walt Disney. It's not really waking up. It's right on support coming into earnings. And I think that's where it wants to sit here and just chill for a little bit. We've got the key resistance 180 and then 186. Obviously, you break both of those, you take the full distance, you extrapolate it, it'll give you 200 plus or 200 level, which is what you're looking at. At this stage, Disney just sitting in the bushes. Let's now scroll to what we have in terms of earnings coming out. So let's look at Roku. Let's look at Skills. It's Roku. Roku not good. Roku not good. 303, guys. 303. What else do we have here in terms of the earnings? We've got Qualcomm and Fastly and Etsy. So I guess I'll watch Fastly, Etsy, and then we'll bring Qualcomm into the phase. So let's go Fastly. And let's go Etsy. We've got crypto coming up soon, guys. Don't worry. We will be doing crypto in a minute while we wait to see some of these. Hate this how it resets. Gotta get this thing. Problem is if you get a crash, it'll take a few seconds to come back. All right, let's have a look here at the daily for Etsy. So 241 post, up 0.81% in the post. We got Skills up 0.8% in the post, which is okay. And Roku 295 in the post. It's like Cathie Wood can do nothing right anymore, yeah? And this is what happens with investors. She might have the right idea. She might have the right concept, though I still think she went crazy when she bought. To me, the biggest sign of warning. What was your biggest sign of warning on Cathie Wood's fund? Anyone have? You may love Cathie Wood, but still, was there a warning sign? Daniel, thank you very much for smashing the like button. Do appreciate that, sir. Yeah, she's old news. I don't think her concepts are old. I also think her economic calls are actually very good. Her optimism does pay. However, the only problem that she has, and this is, hey, I can't talk. I'm not a billionaire fund manager. But in my opinion, just like anything in human nature, sometimes you can get a little bit carried away with your own ideas. And then you can purchase stuff that you think, okay, yes, I can see a future for this, but you don't really think about the today price. And I think some of those things were, realistically, probably Coin was probably the one for me. I didn't understand that at all. Jose Mario says coin. Other people are saying coin, the base of the coin. Yeah, coin. Exactly. I think coin was the big one there. Look at this Fastly. Look at it go, guys. 6.9% aftermarket. Yeah. Get up there. Get the people a 61 that they want. Come on now. 57.40. Look at it go. 57, 58. Yes. All right. Why not just a 58.50? Come on, 58.50. Why not? Just give us 58.50. We're not asking much, Fastly. There. Oh, yep. Thank you. 59. Yes. 60. Give me 60. Don't go back down. Give me 60. 60. Stupid algorithm aftermarket. Come on now. 59. No. 59. Yes. This is ridiculous, isn't it? 60. Come on. Yes. Yes. 61. 61. Yes. Okay, you're done. You're done. Goodbye. Goodbye, Fastly. Thank you. Thank you, Fastly. Cheers to Fastly. All right, we're done with that stock. Fantastic, guys. That's the joke of the markets nowadays. Look at that 61. Yes. Why do I say it's all good? Because it hit around that level. That's good enough just before, yeah? So we yelled at it. It worked out. Good work. We can now close that stock and we can move over to the next stock that we're going to be looking at, which is Qualcomm. Let's have a look at Qualcomm. Do I know what happened to the report? Don't care. But we probably should look at it. How do I even... What is this stupid QCOM? Is it QCOM? QCOM. All right. Oh, 144.89. Very nice on semiconductor. 4.34%. Now, some people will say that's a crazy Fastly rip and etc. I think a lot of it comes down to when you know where the key technical resistance is or support and the market's ridiculous as it is right now, often what it'll do is it'll run through the entire participation zone into the high. And that seems to be what these algos are doing. They're just dumping themselves into highs and supports. So resistances and supports. So that was interesting. Daniel says you don't comment on silver anymore. I comment on silver when it's good, Daniel, but it's crap at the moment. If it was good, I'd be back to it. Believe me, if it gets to like, was it 23.80? I'm coming back. I'm going to start, frothing at the mouth over it. But it's all about timing, guys. I don't love silver and gold, and not to me. I wouldn't buy silver and gold ingots or bricks and have them sitting in my house going, oh, I love my silver and my gold. Now, some of you out there will love that. Fair enough. That's totally fine. I don't like it when it comes time to sell. It's too difficult to sell it. You've got to pay quite a lot of money, fees, but I understand why you'd want it. It's quite nice to have a little bit of, silver and gold sitting around. To me, it's really a trade. It's a trading tool. I like gold and silver when they get fired up. When they fire up, let's go, because they can get on nice aggressive trends. But I've learned my lesson on those as well, because if you look back in 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014, 15, 16, 17, you'll notice that gold and silver are horrid investments when placed at the wrong time. And I come from Australia where we have red dirt, and red dirt can also be very horrible at some periods of time as well. So post-market action here, red dirt being iron, guys. Post-market action looks like we're on 144 for QCOM. That's pretty damn good. Post-market for Etsy, a little bit bad. Let's just quickly look at Amazon. Amazon flat, so that's okay then. Etsy had moved up. Looks like Skills, I'm not sure if the announcement's out, and Roku is really in trouble. If it holds underneath this zone, there is no real support underneath here. I mean, yes, it's bounced once off 273, but realistically, you look at the weekly here, there's no closures underneath. Strong signaling by the market that it hates this stock now. I've never understood Roku. I'll admit it. I don't understand it at all. It is not in my portfolio. I've traded it. I don't understand it as an investment, but that's just me. If you don't get something, maybe you don't want to own it. You won't have the confidence in it, and that's important. And here's the support that it's breaking through. You can really see how pivotal this is, this weekly close. We'll find out what the algo wants to do tomorrow. 145, though, resistance high. Red dirt equals iron ore. That's right. Yeah. Silver will be back when the dollar tops. Silver will come back in, Lieutenant Dan. Absolutely. Silver will be back in, but silver and gold have timings on them. Let's just quickly look at silver. Let me show you my thought process here. Let's go to the daily. So, do I like where it is right now? Well, I certainly don't mind today's price action. It may even make the video based on this, but you need some follow through. And I do like the reversal. Don't get me wrong, it's nice. I like the reversal, but we've got some key headwind problems here. We've got, of course, non-farms. And one thing about non-farm payrolls or the jobs numbers in the US is it'll affect silver and gold quite a lot. They actually move around with the DXY, so the dollar index as well. Where do I like the most? 2480. So 2480, sorry, not 2380, 2480 is a very key, I believe, zone of resistance. Just like with gold, where's the key zone of resistance here? It's going to be 1830. 1830, I have alerts. You better believe I'm looking at that. But at this stage, gold disinterests me, and gold tends to rule over the silver, and silver disinterests me to a degree because while it looks stronger on the charts, it does. And you can make a case for an inverse head and shoulders here leading up, and some people get bullish on it through the next session because of this bullish hammer if it holds. The problem is 2480 is just a big resistance support for it. So it's a key level. It breaks through. Let's go 28 bucks. I'm talking 26, 28 bucks once it gets through. It's like oil. We come back with commodities when it's time. Browsy says, let's go QCOM. Very good. Yes, I'm happy with that. Well done. Let's have a look at today's market. Let me just bring this news up to you guys. Roku now down 10% after earnings. Ouch. QCOM after 4.5% up after earnings. Of course, we know that. And the Russell 2000 ending at those highs. Across all markets today, we got new all-time breakouts. US 500 smashed it. US 100 went high. IWM just flew, and certainly is the first signal. Will we get a pullback? I believe so. But yeah, I don't know when that's going to happen. Overall, very, very strong breakout for IWM. Let's look at the crypto world. Now, I've been informed. Let me have a look here. I just want to have a look from my mate. He's messaged me and he said, my IOTX, wowzers. No wonder he's happy. I just messaged him. Wowzers, dude. Congrats. Oh my lord. I'll show you. Let me see if I can. Where's like a. There we go. All right. So this is. Oh, so is that fake price on the other one? Hey, why is Binance only showing a 0.12 and the other market that was showing a lot higher? Yeah, it was like a 0.4 or something. Is that right, guys? Anyway, regardless, very nice breakout. So this is just a coin he likes, not a coin that I necessarily like that much. 0.12 versus whatever the hell the other thing was doing. Crazy. Big holding pattern. This is the alt season that's getting started at the moment. As we know, it's going through all of the coins at this stage. Let's go take a look at Bitcoin. So Bitcoin actually dumped down to 60,500 before. Let's go to the 2 hour. So another huge dump met by buyer demand. Strange, but maybe not so strange. Definitely in consolidation at the moment, the BTCs, which is good news. I mean, it's exactly what you want it to be doing. Ethereum is ruling, as we can see, all-time new breakout high, 4634. Been talking about 5,000 as a possibility here. The main reason, if you go to FBTC and you look at FBTC cross, so here's Ethereum Bitcoin, we go to the daily. It's looking very strong up to that 0.8 reading. So 0.08 reading. Resistance, resistance, resistance. And then bang. .08 on the resistance across. The question then becomes, when will Cardano move? When will Cardano move? Is this the first sign? Coinbase price on IOTX is correct. I traded. Why is IOTX so weird? Very strange. Just typing to someone there about it. Huh, weird. So ADA is getting the first signs of recovery here. We've broken through that nasty resistance and we've retested it. We've created on the 4-hour a long leg doji. Resistance becomes support. What do you think, guys? Is Cardano getting ready? This has been a hated coin for a little while now. Is it getting ready? What's your thoughts, chat? Let us know. Marvin the Martian says, Combank allowing direct investment purchase of top 10 crypto from within the banking app. Now too good to help crypto in Oz. Yeah, it looks like Australia is trying to actually position fairly positively, I think, towards the crypto market. That's a big deal. So for anyone that doesn't know from overseas, is Australia's number one bank. So number one bank just said that you can purchase the top 10 crypto inside the banking platform. It's unprecedented that they've done that. So this is, I think, a big deal. What do you guys think about from the perspective of, I'm not even sure in America if there is a bank that lets you buy crypto that way. Is there, guys? XRP is a hated coin for a while. XRP is a traded coin. It is there's a huge amount of bag holders in XRP. As I mentioned, I went fishing the other day. The guy asked me about 2 coins. Can anyone in the chat, well, you probably know what one of them is, but what do you think the 2 coins are? You'll laugh so much. Jeff says banks want in on stable coins. I could see them wanting that. Tom Skills is moving higher. Congratulations. That's good, Greg, if you're in it. I think ADA is to get above 220 before considering it. Yeah, I think ADA's real peak here is about 230, actually. So I've looked through and I think about 230 is the key. But this is the first signs of recovery. 230, resistance, lots of breakdowns. 220 is also okay. These increments are big. But if you like the base, this is certainly the beginning of it. John Moore says Litecoin and Filecoin. It certainly wasn't those. It was XRP. Oh, XRP and SHIB. So they're the two. XRP and SHIB. Come on, you guys should have known that. Cheap Tech says Sol, FTM, SHIB, Doge, ADA, Uni. Oh, Uni, yes. I haven't looked at Uni in a few days. Let me check that out. This is not the Sol I want. 1 second. Sol Crypto. Nice breakup. Very solid breakup. Great trend coming into it as well. So this one went from being the hyped to the non so hyped, dropped a considerable amount. In fact, how much did it drop? Percentage wise, we dropped about 50% of its value. It's then continued to make a series of higher lows through this. Looks kind of beautiful on a chart. Bullish hammer, or bullish rejection weeks, long leg doji, decision made, breakout, very beautiful. Where does it go? Market capitalization will probably be what you want to look at here on Sol. But it's clear that all of these side coins, alts, whatever you want to call them, are moving up quite a lot. Have a look at DOT. I like DOT a lot. 54, pretty damn good. It's amazing to think you could have picked up DOT for $10. 10 buckaroonies, up 500% on a solid coin too. Did anyone say a color? A color? I have a color, but it's that's obviously not joining it. It's the D5 DOT. DeFi, guys. We'll see what happens there. Actually, I haven't even looked at my other one. Let's have a look here. So see what the old car is doing. 828. Okay, it's not too bad. Hex, typical real crypto, but not for traders. Yeah, I don't really get the Hex thing. It's always very popular, but like back a little while ago, everyone was going crazy about it. To me, doesn't look great on the price action just yet here. Now, the other one I wanted to look at was, let me just go to the coin market cap here for a second. Oh, I'll leave that open. Get rid of this coin market cap. Okay, so you can see really is altcoin season is alive and well. Solana number 4, wowzers, 72 billion market cap. It just slammed Cardano and Polkadot, and it's got an ugly logo. Come on now. US dollar coin, Terra, Uniswap. I want to have a look at this. So where's Uniswap right now in price action? Let's go here. 3 months. So very sidewaysy. Let's look at Uniswap. Because if we believe that we're getting into a bit of altcoin season, could Uniswap be firing up here? It's been as high as 45. It's still down pretty considerably from the highs. So we're looking at about a 40% decline. What do you guys think about Uniswap? Can't really speak much for the tech. I don't know. It's got a picture of a unicorn. It's popular, isn't it? Unicorns. That's pretty much the way you look at some of these coins. Look, we've got resistance here at 28, and then we've got a 31. So fairly significant little level here. Shizzy Wiznut says Uni is a hold. Sold off a quarter of my soul when it hit 200 and bought more at 120. Fair enough. S Sprocket says stay away from Hex. Fair enough. Earnings 9% on USDC. Yeah, the stablecoin holdings are pretty high. Skills pointing down 4% now, says NM. Interesting. High time US 10 years starting to rise after market. What are your thoughts? Exactly what's going to happen always whenever you taper. So my thoughts are, look, I'm surprised it's actually not higher. It hit that 1.7. Didn't really do much to the NAS as well, if you noticed. I still think 1.95 is where it's going to go to. Nothing really changes there. When does it go there? I don't know. But this is a fairly significant little breakout here coming in. Fairly significant. Let's go to the 4-hour supports, downtrend. We'll cover it in today's video. That's what I was going to say. So downtrend on the 4-hour broken out of once this closes 35 minutes. What does that mean? Increase in US 10-year yield due to the Fed's tapering discussion. Obviously, we'll see more reaction on this based on the jobs number. And once that occurs, it could put a little bit of downward pressure again on the US 100. But it's all going to be timed. It's all going to be timed with the top of our resistance. Let's hope that's what happens. AMC, sure, we can do AMC. How are they going today? They should be alive, shouldn't they? Yeah. So AMC is back to a degree. That is a wild day. Hit the 44 resistance and then sold straight off. Okay, I don't like that chart very much. I don't know what's going on there. Let's have a look at GME quickly. Oh, that was nice. We did speak about it, didn't we? 2 days ago, we said, oh, yes, double bottom, let's go. And bam. Probably should have personally traded that. I had money in other things. That was a good trade. If you like getting involved in the hypes, that was a very solid kind of entry for what was a bit of a sleeper. The key to, I believe, these types of stocks is that when they break out of sleep, because then they start, if we know they've got a lot of social presence, that social presence starts rolling up. Everyone goes, wow, wow, wow. You get people making videos, you get hype, you get Wall Street bets, making little memes and getting crazy about it, which is cool. And then everyone jumps in. And then, of course, it's a pumpy dumpy at this stage on these. And it seems to be what happened with GME. It's a bit of a pumpy dumpy. AMC pumped as well. Created a giant daily long leg doji. And if we go to the 2-hour, looks a little bit better here, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's all over. The apes are back. Yeah, they are. In short, fast and sweet. AMC, it's tough to call, man. What's the on this? Tough to call. ATVI got destroyed. Yeah, let's end the stream by having a look at ATVI. Absolutely. We need to do this. Activision. Oh, by the way, thank you very much to the 600 people that were here. Appreciate it. KSM is good hold. I missed out on it and moved out of where I feel comfortable to get. Yeah, I like KSM. There's nothing, I like KSM. Yeah, Activision got destroyed and probably well deserved, frankly. I like this. Oh, we got to do PayPal. We'll do PayPal in a second. Activision definitely did not do well. I don't think the earnings call was that bad from what someone said to me. I didn't read it. I don't particularly care about this company. I hope they kick their ass. In fact, let's get some changes on the management side. Surely that is what's right. Surely that's what the stockholders will ask for, because this company is being ground into dirt. And it's not that hard when you got the most powerful, or some really powerful genres and brands, and you're screwing it. It's crazy. That's my personal opinion. Obviously, it has got nothing to do with the stock. I'm just grouchy at the company itself. And I'm sure a few of you out there are. But that doesn't mean, look, remember, if you have an emotional attachment with the stock, you're better off not trading it, because then you'll become in love with it, or you can invest in it, or you become in love with it, or you make poor decisions based on your personal feelings. Remember, your feelings don't matter when it comes to trading. Let's bring up PayPal. So PayPal rejected the bottom down here, hit 225, and then went bam, straight back up. Let's have a look at the weekly, how that looks. You know how I want this weekly to close? Right here. I want this weekly to close bullish, like a nice wick, just like previous. That'll give me a lot of hope on PayPal's bottom. And this could be an opportunity here, guys. Really, it could. I mean, PayPal will know where Square does the announcement tomorrow. Join us for the live stream. We'll find out what the hell's going on here with these fintech companies. But overall, oh my goodness, it's getting close. It's getting close. Blizzard co-CEO left yesterday. Oh, yes. You must play COD, lol. I play a lot of Blizzard games. I like Blizzard more than Activision. However, yes, Activision COD, I've played that before. It's just bad. As a gamer, I feel that gaming companies have a problem. There are simply too many games around to play, and only limited amount of gamers with limited amounts of time. I tend to agree with you. However, I think that their quality of gaming is just hard. I also think that streaming has destroyed gaming, because what's happened is everyone destroys content so fast. So they release content, everyone destroys it, and they churn and burn a lot of types of games. So it's very fast nowadays. Fear and Greed Index at 82, says Andrew Tio. Yes, coming in today's video, don't worry. And Massey says, I used to like Blizzard. Yeah. Do you like Unity? It's been 1 year since its IPO. We've traded Unity before. It had a very decent trade on it. As you can see here, very nice base, broke through 115. Might have been Ulrich that came up with this one. I can't remember. But yeah, it was quite nice. Broke through, hit our resistance, and that's where I dumped it. And where is it now? 147, so a bit high. I actually came back down and gave another entry. I don't mind it. Earnings coming up 6 days. I'm not a huge fan of the software itself. I know it's an engine. I believe it's a game engine. It's just been a trade for me, not an investment component. I'm waiting for PayPal earnings before I get in. PK Subban playing the smart risk adjustment game. Let's see if we can get that through. Might miss out on some, but I think you're probably playing a fair enough thing. And did Roku earnings come out? Yes, it did. And the Roku went bad. The Roku went very bad. 288 post. Not great. And if we look at the one that was probably the standout was our post-market action. Did anyone watch me yelling at it before and saying 61 in the post? Look at it now. Ridiculous algorithms, guys. Ridiculous. 56.20. You saw me yelling at the post, yelling at 61. I don't know where it ended up getting to in the post market, what the high was. But it hit 61, which was the 200, just above the 200. And then, bam, straight back down to 56. Isn't that stupid? The post-market action has been insane, and it proves there are algorithms all over this market. The whole thing is an algo fest, and that is okay if you use proper strategies, but that don't worry about algos, but it's very disappointing. I think they should ban algos. It really annoys me. 64.77 was the high post. Wow. Even higher than I thought. I yelled at it to 61, but not any. I didn't think it'd go past 62. So Fred Bundy says 64.77. Wowzers. User says Roku beat, but guides lower. And that's the key. Guidance sucks. And what about Etsy? Well, we had it on the charts before. It was slightly down. Yeah. It's down more now. Post market 4.42%. Back into previous resistance, becoming a little bit of support there for it, maybe. 228, 230. Could be a zone if you like Etsy. Read the report, etc. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed the closed stream. This one was more fun. This one was better. Did you guys enjoy the stream today? Was it all right? Was it good? Feedback always welcome. I'll get on the stream tomorrow on the cam. I fixed it, so I'll get on there and we can go through some stuff. Story highlights: Tesla doing well, IWM flogging it, US 100, US 500 both breaking out pretty strong. Apple above 151 ahead of Div. Amazon coming back to life, and we had a few other decent stocks that we mentioned throughout the stream. So all good. Thank you so much, guys. You have a fantastic day. Kick some ass. And for anyone that's in some gains, very well done. And congrats to you. And just remember, if you're not in gains, that's okay. There's always another opportunity around the corner, guys. That don't feel the FOMO. The opportunities come, they go. If you miss one of the indices and you think I'm never going to get it back in, you will probably go and find a stock, but don't compromise on quality. All right. That's the story of the day. Don't go buy some trash because you feel like FOMO. It's the worst decision you can make. Don't ever compromise on quality. Just don't feel the FOMO. Bye for now.